Hello all and welcome back to Finominal UK for another product review. In today's product review, we're looking at gold or gilts. For a 60-40 portfolio, should you invest that 40% element in gold, gilts, or a mix of both? So I've spent the last week posting about gold on LinkedIn. It's a very timely topic, I would say. We're having surged 66% last year in 2025, so completely crushing gilts. But let's have a look, so to say. So I've already loaded those three portfolios within Finominal. So for the equity element, just using the FTSE 100, so ISF, iShares Core FTSE 100 tracker, 6% in there and 40% in IGLT, so iShares Core UK Gilts. Just to note, the benchmark, this effectively is the Finominal benchmark UK 60-40 moderate, and this is going to be the same benchmark that I use across the other two portfolios as well. So just to note that. The other portfolio, so that 40% gold elements, we're using SGLN, iShares Physical Gold ETC. And we've got data from that from the 12th of April 2011. So that's the data point that I'll be looking from to date. So that's the 40% element there, still using that benchmark, which, as mentioned, is this portfolio, effectively. And then for the blended one, 20% in gold, 20% in UK gilts. And we can see this here. So nice and clean, I like to think. Now let's have a look at how all these stack up in the asset comparer. So this is the initial cumulative returns chart, where we can see from May 2011 to about, when was that, March, I say 2020, we can see gold actually underperformed against gilts, as well as the obviously blended one as well, though we had that inflection point around 2022 where we start to see gold take that rise to the upside and a drop in gilts. So that's quite interesting, is what I would say, especially when I show you this chart on my dashboard. I'm going to filter by favorites and show performance, because we can actually see that if we held all of the defensive element in gilts, we would have actually seen a higher max drawdown, which is interesting, seeing as obviously gilts are meant to be the safe asset within a portfolio. But the reason for this is you can blame Liz Truss's mini budget for that, and LDI leveraging in general in defined benefit pension schemes. And no, that's for a separate discussion, is what I would say. But there is a bigger story there as to why. But so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to the assets comparer here. So just take all three, asset comparer. But instead of looking at most recent data, I'm actually going to change this to, say, like 2020, so we can see from them prior. So we get rid of that noise, effectively, is what I would say. 2020 updates. Let's have a look now. So, as we can see, a different story now, where we see gilts overall outperform gold, and gold obviously underperformed the blended one. And I'm going to sort of excuse the chopping and changing for this one, but I'm actually going to head back over to my dashboard within Finominal, because we can do quite a few bits now within the dashboards, where, again, if we're looking at a performance perspective, these are all cheap anyway. I think they're 7 or 8 bips or something for all these portfolios. But from a Sharpe ratio perspective, we can see obviously gold has the higher Sharpe ratio, though from a max drawdown perspective, it comes in midway, is what I would say, with the blended one having minus 18.42%, with gold being 18.85%. So if there is a verdict to come to from this analysis, I would probably say the blended portfolio seems more appropriate, given the sort of changing environments, is what I would say, especially if we look at that inflection point. If I reset this, so we see to present data again, we can see that inflection point, as mentioned, around that 2022 area with that mini budget and such, how that changed where the cumulative returns from gold exceeded that of gilts. So yeah, that's the conclusion I would come to for this piece of analysis, though of course do note not financial advice in any regard. But I do hope that video was helpful and informative to anyone watching, and as always, do please like, subscribe, and shall see you in the next video. Thanks all.